So we're switching to football now, courtesy of the Jamaican top flight, the Relegation Premier League. Just 2 match weeks remain in the regular season, with 5 of the 6 available playoff spots confirmed and 1 team already relegated. The next 2 weeks will prove pivotal for both the playoff and the top flight football future of a number of teams. Firstly, Clarendon-based Vere. They have succumbed to the rigours of the season, with another relegated club set to join them in Tier 2. Now, at the risk of the drop are Humberland, Chapelton, Harbourview, Dunbeholden and Malines, with just 2 points separating 9th from 13th. Meanwhile, in the playoff picture, it will be a race to the finish between 2-time champions Waterhouse and 5-time winners Tivoli Gardens, who are separated by a point ahead of their final 2 fixtures. For Marcel Fuzzy Gayle's 6th placed Waterhouse, they travel to the jungle to face an already qualified Arnett Gardens, followed by a date with relegation-threatened Dunbeholden, while Jerome Waite's 7th place Tivoli will travel away to a desperate-to-survive Chapelton Maroons before their season finale against Montego Bay United. Now, speaking of Waterhouse FC, their head coach, Fuzzy Gayle, joins us via phone to discuss this playoff race. Marcel, I don't know how to describe Waterhouse's season, but it just looked as if it was a bit of a roller coaster ride. Certainly not winning as many games as you should have won, which puts you in this position. How difficult do you think this playoff spot will be for you?
It's great. First, was good afternoon, and thanks for having me, to Maria and yourself, and to the country. It's always difficult, Lance. I mean, I said on many interviews, I mean, this is probably the toughest Premier League thus far since I'm head coach of Waterhouse. I mean, there's a lot of things different this season than other seasons. I mean, coaching is taking place now, as you can say, from now, usually it's a 4-team race or a 2-team race. Now it's down to 8 to 9 teams, and it's very competitive. And that's good for Jamaican football.
Yeah, between January and March, you had a streak, Fuzzy, where you had just, I think, 1 win in about 9 or 10 games. What was happening during that period? Because that was a period that you needed to sort of consolidate some of your November and December results, and it just wasn't happening for you.
You know, we try, school of thought, that to find fingers and find excuse. But the real reason, Lance, for that, I don't know how to replace 7 starting players. I mean, then other Thomas, our leading players, Andre Fletcher, Atafai Bygrave. Kemar Foster finger broke from those times to now, hasn't been back with us. Kimani Campbell. We lose Giant Brown overseas. And that is Elvis Wilson. So it's 7 to 8 starting players. And that time we scored 21 goals. And those players accounted for 17 goals. So, it's hard to reciprocate that performance from the team. And in that window, we're going through transfer. And players were in and out, never get the chance to register as quickly as we want him to. So there was a period of lull in that moment, and that kind of caused that, that avalanche. And that was a real avalanche for us in that moment. Yeah.
How respectful are you, Fuzzy, of Tivoli's challenge for this spot with you?
But, put things in perspective, Lance. Tivoli finished 3rd last year, Waterhouse finished 6th last year, so, we're not fooling ourselves. We know it's a challenge, and we know that we have our work cut out. So every game is important, and every game is for us now it's a final. The game comes this Sunday to Correction. It's not away to Arnett. We are home to Arnett this Sunday, 3:30 at Tuesday. So every game is a final, and we're not taking any game for granted.
Yeah, and Coach, when I look at the remaining games, your team will have to play. You're playing Chapelton and you're playing Montego Bay United in the remaining games, right?
Sorry, Maria, that's Tivoli.
Yeah, Tivoli are playing those matches, and you have to play Arnett and Dunbeholden. Thank you for that. So you're playing Arnett and you're playing Dunbeholden. Coach, with the points on the line and everything that is up for grabs, what is your plan moving forward?
It's simple, Maria. As I said before, every game is a final. Plain simple. We have to go out there and play our best. And I was speaking to somebody this afternoon, and I said, it's for me to motivate the team. It's ridiculous. We are at a place now where everybody has to be motivated, and we do some things different, Lance, from the from March coming, we do a lot of things differently. There are a lot of change in terms of how we plan this session going forward, and the players are coming in back and they are moving no matter in that form, and that's a good thing. That's hopefully if we can go all the way, we're gonna in a better stead this time around with the playoff than last year.
Yeah, and I know you spoke at length about the players that you lost, because of injuries and whatever other reasons. But Coach, can you talk to me about some of the strengths of this squad and, the things that you would be able to say to the players? We've been doing these things right. If we could just get the other areas, to click, then the team would be in a better place. What are some of the strengths of this Waterhouse team that, you as a coach would feel proud of?
The character of the team. It's not easy to change the squad in the middle of the season and hence turn it around and the results. So the character of the team, the guts and determination of the team, the willingness. We have coming from a couple of matches now from behind, and we all our nerves. But I must say, Maria, one of the things is I think we have some awesome and some talented young players. I don't want to push too far, but I have to confess that we say young Dylan John from Jamaica College, and is a better fresh year. Nashan Bolt from Clarendon College, an special better fresh year. From national under 20 players. Kevis Paul from Kingston College. I mean, if you see this teenager player, you feel like they're in the league for like 10, 15 years, and they are showing shoulder to shoulder with the senior players in the training. And when they go out on a Sunday or a midweek game, they go out there and they play and they give out their 100. And I'm really impressed with that.
Yeah, I love that use of the word character. And Coach, if it was up to you and you could just change a couple things within this squad by a snap of a finger, if only it was that easy, what are some of the weaknesses that you would want the boys to work on?
We concede goals, Mario. It's a thing we're all markers. That's my own mark. We don't concede goal, and we've been conceding goal. And I said because of so much different scenarios, you have to change in and out. And it's the first season that we concede so much goal. We never concede so much goal ever in a season. Most less to concede 40 goals, and that was our thing. And the last 4 games we concede only 2 goals, so that's a plus now for us going forward.
Yeah, and just quickly, Fuzzy, before you go off, I see that there are quite a few Caribbean players in the league from Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, Guyana, and you've got Omani Leacock, the Barbadian, in your setup, and he appears to have injected some steadiness in your side as well. Any quick comment about the Barbadian before you go?
I want to comment, but I don't want to give away too much, lads. Leave that.
All right, we'll take it that he's a trump card for you. Art Marcel, thank you very much, man. And all the best. And all the best to Tivoli as well. It's going to be a very, very tense battle for this 6th spot. And may the better team get through.
Most definitely, man. Thanks for having me, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, Marcel Fuzzy Gayle there, the Waterhouse coach, doesn't want to let off any secrets on Omani Leacock.
I mean, I can't blame him under pressure. Look at the points separating him. Why would Coach do that to himself?
Yeah. But, Waterhouse has been for a long time one of the top teams in the Premier League and one of the most consistent teams making the playoffs.
Yes.
So if they don't make the playoff here, it would be very disappointing for their fans, who are among the most vociferous in local football. But what of the relegation battle? Very United. Some of your friends are attached to that team. They're already relegated, and the battle now will be between the teams just above them to avoid relegation.
I love how you and Ricardo love to give me friends and just throw that out there. But I mean, yes, in my capacity as a journalist, yes, I know a couple of the players that play for the 2 relegated sides. But that apart, Lance, how many teams go down again this?
2.
Just 2.
So the 13th and 14th teams. So at the moment, Humberland and Very United are the 2 teams that are in the relegation spot. Very United are unable to get out of it, so they are relegated. Humberland can still get out.
Correct.
Because 2 matches remain, and Malines, Dunbeholden, Harbourview and Chapelton are within reach of them.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at the table and I'm thinking Harbourview, Chapelton and Humberland. Any one of those 3 teams would want to really be very, very cautious about the remaining games, because we're seeing Humberland in that position right now. But Lance, in a snap of a finger, it could be one of the other 2 teams that we called out. So, I mean, those are matches that we're going to have to keep our eyes glued to, because, as we said, let's take a look now at these remaining fixtures. Yeah. So, match week 38 and 39, a reminder, we just have 2 games.
Right. Tough for Malines, Mount Pleasant and Cavalier, two of the top teams in the league. So that's pretty tough for them. And their goal difference is already minus 35 or 36.
Yeah.
So if it comes down to goal difference, Malines could be in trouble. So based on their remaining game, Malines looking to have a very tough road.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a couple of points, a point or 2 ahead of the drop zone at the moment, but you know, that could be wiped off easily.
Yes, and then if we look at Dunbeholden, they'll be facing Portmore and Waterhouse.
Again, 2
tough
teams.
matches, yeah. Harbourview, well, they play relegated there, and then Annett. Annett is one I can't get over when a team plays at Annett. Like, just the atmosphere, you know? I've always heard about it, but now I've been going to a lot of the matches more, Lance.
The jungle.
And it's electric.
Yeah.
And I know you know, but I just had to say that. Now, Chapelton will be seeing Tivoli and Vere. So, again, Chapelton might think, all right, we can get over that match against Vere. So it's the Tivoli one they might be really, really planning towards. And then Humberline versus Racing, and then Humberline versus Mount Pleasant.
Yeah,
so it looks rough.
Tough for Humberland. And remember, they are already in the relegation spot. And Racing, although they have dipped form in recent weeks, a very, very tough team. And Mount Pleasant is the best team in the regular season. So it's pretty tough for them, I can tell you that. But let's see how it goes. Just 2 match weeks remaining in the Jamaica Premier League, sponsored by Ren Nephew. And SportsMax will be covering the closing stages of the regular season to set you up for the playoffs, which start in May. We go to break. I think Ramarak has a second set of zone updates after this, and we'll be back with more on the zone after.